Let us see how to create vendors in Axolon. It's a very simple step to create the vendors. From the main menu, select the vendor, cards and vendor. In this vendor code and vendor name is mandatory things in this area. The vendor code and vendor name is bold. That's why. Now vendor code is auto generated from the system. Then we can enter the vendor name. I put one vendor name, new vendor. Then vendor foreign names and formal names we can enter. The right side, the vendor class. The vendor class has some predefined vendor class. We can select the predefined vendor classes here. The vendor class allow to group a number of vendors together to show some common options. You can see here. The vendor group. We can set the vendor group same like as vendor class. There has some common options. We can filter this one. These things are mainly for reporting purpose. Vendor group and country area. This wise we can generate the reports also. In downside, this is the address area. We can enter the contact person name, then city, then address of print format, then multiple phone numbers, then mobile numbers, mail IDs. We can enter the mail IDs. After finishing this one, we can go to the second tab. Here we can mention the buyer name. We can set in buyers to the particular vendor. Then this particular vendor using which payment methods we can mention here. Bank transfer. Then payment terms. There are some predefined payment terms that's available. We can select the payment terms here and shipping methods also. Downside, there is some credit limits. We can set the amount of the credit limit for the particular vendor or no credit or unlimited. Now I set unlimited. Then in the tax option, we can set the vendor has taxable or non-taxable. It has reverse charge mechanism. You can see here taxable, non-taxable, reverse charge mechanism. We can set it's a taxable vendor. We can set taxable. That time there is some group is available. The predefined group tax group. We can select the predefined tax group. Now I select tax 01. Then here we can mention the tax ID numbers. The third tab is contact. Here already saved contacts will be shown here. Then last tab is note. We can enter the all information related to the vendors. We can enter here. Other informations we can enter here. After finishing this one, we can check enter things are right. If it has any missing, we can enter that one also. For example, here country is missing. I put the country. After finishing this one, everything is fine. We can save this one. The record will be saved to the system. In the top side, we can see some tools. This is navigation tools. We can select the previous and last record and first record. We can now I select the previous record. It's showing the last saved vendor details also here. In this list, you can see all vendors saved to the system. Here we can search the name base, tax ID base, city base, country base. We can search anything base. Now I search base, filter base, filter namely base. I double click that vendor at open. Then here third thing is attach file. We can attach any type of file related to a particular vendor. We can scan any files or attach from the system. It will be stored to the Axolon. We can attach any file to related to this particular vendor. These are for printing purpose. Let us see how to make a purchase quotation in Axolon. From the main menu, select the vendor and purchase quote. Here, voucher number is auto-generated number. It's provided by system. Then select the date. Then here we can select the vendor. For example, I select the vendor, new vendor. Then all vendor related data it's autofill. It's taken from the vendor master. We already described the all details in vendor master. For example, buyer and payment methods, everything is we described in vendor master. It's autofill from here. Then the vendor has a reference number we can mention here, and other references also we can put in reference 1 and reference 2. Then select the items here, then put the quantity and prices also. Downside, the tax is auto calculated. This purchase quotation has any discount, we can mention the discount here. For example, it has 10% discount, we can put the 10% here. Then automatically tax will be changed and the discount amount will be there. Then this purchase quotation related to any notes we can mention here. After that, we can check all data is correct. After that, we can save this one. Using the navigation tool or open list, we can select that particular purchase quotation. For example, in the last purchase quotation, we can use the previous one. We can see here. Same thing, we can select from the open list. We can filter by the number. F5, double click and open this one. Here, in related to the file, we can attach here. We can print directly print from here, and we can see the print preview also here. You can see that print preview. Here too, we can mail this one.
How to create purchase order in Axolon. Go to vendor, just click on the purchase order. System will automatically take document ID and voucher number. Just select the vendor which you want to send the purchase order. Based on that, system will take all their details like address, payment terms, buyer, all the details. If you want to change anything, you can change it. Same like this. You have to just set up the date. If there are any reference, you can enter the reference. If any internal buyer you want to mention, you can mention it. After that, just select the items which you want to purchase. Just click on the quantity. Just enter the price which they are agreed. Same like any other item. Then you can just make the any narration you want to print in the document. You can just enter it over here. Based on the setup, system will calculate the tax, discount, every details. After that, you can just save it. Once you save, you can take the printout from here, or else you want to attach any document related to this one, you can attach it. You can take the what all PO you prepared from the list. If you want to navigation button, you can use the navigation button. Apart from this one, if you want to just view any other details like who prepared, who created, like that, you can mention this one. Instead of creating purchase order directly, we have another option, create from the material request or purchase quotation. That means if your user raised any purchase quotation, you can just select it from over there. You can prepare it. Here all the details system will automatically take. If any addition on this one, you can make the addition and save it. Thank you. How to prepare goods receipt note in Axolon. go to vendor, goods receipt note. Just select the vendor which you want to prepare the goods receipt note. Just click on here. If you already raised the purchase order, then you can just click it from action, create from purchase order. Then it will load all the items. Then you can just enter it how many quantity you are receiving in this goods receipt note. Let's say for this item you order 120 quantity. In this delivery you are receiving only 60. Here you can select your location, that means your inventory location. Then you can just enter the date which you are receiving. Then if there is any reference from the document, you can enter it. Then save it. Again you want to receive the another GRN against with that purchase order. Just click on here. It will show you how much already you received, what's the balance. Again you can save it. Apart from this, you want to take the document printout from the system, you can take it. If you need to attach any document which you are receiving from your supplier, you can attach it. And also if you want to see the list of the goods received for a particular period, that also you can. And if you want to return any material against this GRN, just go to vendor, GRN return. Here also just you have to select the supplier. Then it will show you what are the goods you already received. Then you just enter the goods received note. It will show you how much you received, how much quantity you are going to return. Here also if you want to make any notes and all, you can make it. Then save it. Thank you. How to prepare purchase invoice in Axolon. Just go to vendor, purchase invoice. Here you can just select the supplier name. Then click on here. It will show you the pending GRN2 invoice. Just click on the GRN. If you have multiple delivery note in single invoice, you can select the same like 2 GRN in a single invoice. Let's say like this. Supplier invoice number, you can enter it here. If it's taxable, you can just select the tax, then automatically tax will calculate. If any discount you raised in the purchase order, that will come automatically. And any additional notes, you can enter it. If any price variation, you can change the price. After that, just make the save. Once you save, system will give you the document printout. You can just take this printout and you can make the signature and all. If you want to attach any document, you can attach it. If you want to see the previous records, you can see it. Here it will show you the journal distribution about this purchase. Just like it will give you the debit and credit accounts for the purchases. Thank you. How to prepare purchase return in Axolon. Go to vendor, purchase return. Click on here. Just select the supplier name over here. Then just click. It will show you the invoices which you want to make the return. After this, you can just enter the quantity, how much you are going to return. If you want to make any date change or something, you can make the date change. Then save it. System will give you the printout. Same like we have the cash purchase return also. You can do the same thing which I showed you later. This video we can explain how import purchase process happening in Axolon. Just go to vendor. We had separate section for the import purchases. First we can create the import performa invoice. Document ID and voucher number system will automatically give you. You can select the supplier which you want to send the performa invoice, and you can just enter the items which you want to purchase. If it's a different currency, you can select the currency from the currency master. If you want to change any current exchange rate or something, you can change it. After this, you can just go to purchase order. Here either you can enter directly or you can call it from the performa invoice. Once the items is landing to the shipment, you can enter the bill of lading. This here also you can just call from the purchase order. What all the purchase order which you entered, it will come up over here. Here you can enter the actual date, expected date, source port, destination port, transporter, clearing agent, all these details. After that, you can prepare the packing list based on the POL. Either you can directly prepare from the purchase order. After that, once you are receiving the material in your store, you can enter the import goods received note. Here you can refer the packing list, or else you can refer the purchase order. After this, once the supplier invoice received, you can prepare the purchase invoice based on the goods received note. If any additional expenses came, you can enter it here for calculating the average cost of that item. Throughout this transaction, system will take the same currency. Once you save, it will be calculated automatically the cost of this particular item with respect to the landing cost. Thank you. Same like inventory purchases, we have the purchase flow for non-inventory items. Just go to vendor, purchase order non-inventory. You can select the supplier which you want to send the purchase order, and in items it will list you only the non-inventory items. You can just select the non-inventory. Just enter the amount and price. Then you can just save it. After this, once you are receiving the supplier invoice, you can just go to purchase invoice non-inventory, action, create from purchase order. It will show you all the non-inventory purchases only. Just you can make the correction. After that, just select the application. If any price variation or any discount or any supplier it reference invoice number or anything, you can enter it here. After that, just save it. Thank you. This video help you how to set up the dashboards, reports in Axolon. You can see in the home screen itself, we can set up the dashboard like this. If you want to drag and drop, if you want to change the position of the dashboards, this option is available. If you want to add more dashboards, go here, customize, then click add gadgets. System, it will show you the gadgets available on here. You can just select it over here, just click it, you can drag and drop. Apart from the dashboards, we have the other reports like for vendor payables, balances, ledgers, aging summary, their listing, all these things. Same like we have the purchase reporters like purchase by vendor, group, items, location wise, and also quotation comparisons, item movement, purchase order detail. Let's say just you can take it here. You can select the supplier, then you can just take the items and you can just click on here. It will give you the detailed report of the purchase order details. Apart from this, if you want to create additional reports, we have some good tools. Smart list, just click on here. If someone has the knowledge in SQL, they can create it n number of reports like this. You can filter it by date and all these details. One more reporting tool we have, pivot chart centers. Here user can define systems in the way of representation of the graphical. Let's say like this graphical method we can. Thank you.